As a kid, you are either told to stay out of the dirt or encouraged to dive right into it. For some, this was all the inspiration you needed to one day get paid to play in the dirt. So imagine stepping into a place that allows the opportunity for dirt to surround you at every turn. There's a college here in Alabama that can make that dream a reality. With its simulated mine, Bevill State offers the exhilarating feeling of being in an actual underground mine. Every sound, the rumble of machinery, the clang of tools, pulls you deeper into the reality of the mining industry. The Alabama Mining Academy at Bevill State is a safe place to learn each role of the job without the hazards that come with mining.
It takes a minute, even when I'm back there now, to remind myself that we're not in a mine, because it's very close.
Bevill State is the only community college in Alabama that offers mine technology education. Their academy serves as a crucial gateway for 3,500 to 7,000 miners each year. In this episode, we'll uncover the challenges these individuals face and why safety is a top priority. Today's journey begins at the entrance of the simulated mine.
This is the number 3 entry. So each of the long, what most people would refer to as tunnels, is what we call entries. Coming up here is an intersection of what we call in the mining industry a crosscut.
On this journey, we have our own personal tour guide, Barry Evans. He's an instructor here at Bevill State.
This simulator was built in 1979, and at that time, most of the mines around here were lower height mines. These entries are 20 feet wide, and in this simulator, we're limited to about 6 feet of height. If you get into a larger mine, you may be 7 to 8 feet of height, but you're still in a confined space, especially when you look at the size of the equipment. So when you bring a shuttle car or a ram car into this entry with us, we only have about maybe 4 feet on either side of that to move.
Being in a small space doesn't leave much room for error, and crew members have to always keep their eyes peeled.
You may have one piece of rock that falls out between where it's been bolted, and it may be 4 to 6 inches thick, and it may be, 2 to 3 feet in diameter. If that hits you and you're standing right under it, you're talking about a rock that probably weighs 200 to 300 pounds coming down on you. So that's what you have to watch for. It's not so much the entire top coming down, it's just a rock big enough that can hurt you.
And there are men like Dennis McNeely, whose dad kept those rocks from falling down.
My dad's a roof bolter. My grandfather was a miner as far as running the continuous miners. My great-grandfather, they done a lot of things, horse, cart, and buggy.
Now, Dennis plans to do what his family has chosen to do for generations.
I want to be the guy that comes behind and makes sure it's safe. I'll be the 5th one now, so it's definitely a family tradition. Definitely about the love and commemoration of each and every man that works down there beside of me each and every day. Every man putting their life on the line to support and feed their families. Along as, just the things that I can see down there. I've been down there and seen fossils and things like that already. It's a real eye-opener. Quite fascinating, actually. I want to make sure all my brothers can walk behind me, no problem.
Brotherhood. It's a staple in the mines, just like in the military. Army veteran Joseph Lindsay has the skill set to work in challenging environments.
In March, I retired from the Army. I needed another career. I'm not going to necessarily say I wanted a career that was not easy, but I wanted something that was different, something where there could be a sense of camaraderie, kind of like the military had. And this kind of fit the bill. It's hard, hot, sweaty. You get to rely on other people next to you, and they get to rely on you. So I am, in a sense, starting over. I'm used to coming from a place where I was a senior non-commissioned officer to now I am back restarting at an entry-level position. It's different, but it's not anything that I can't overcome. I at least get to come here, practice everything before I actually go do it at work, and it's definitely been a game changer to at least help me be successful.
Joseph and Dennis are already in the mines, real underground mines. Their training at Bevill State has now had a ripple effect on Alabama's economy. Senator Greg Reed joined Governor Kay Ivey's administration to serve as senior advisor to workforce transformation. He says that training programs like this really help even the smallest towns grow.
Based on what industry needs in Florence, Alabama, is different from what industry needs in Mobile. What they need in Walker County is different than what they need in Cherokee County. So the community college system is trying to do a good job in being regionally focused in making sure the training that is needed in those areas is able to be provided. We're pulling met coal out of the ground by miners that are well trained at Bevill to be able to do this process. That coal goes on barges. It goes to the McDuffie terminal at Alabama's port in Mobile, and then that met coal is shipped all over the globe to use in the process of making steel. And then in many instances, you have European companies, they produce that steel.
Steel production relies heavily on metallurgical coal, making it one of the most widely used building materials on Earth.
That steel becomes automotive parts. Those automotive parts come on ships back to the port of Mobile, and those parts come back to areas in and around our community here to where automobiles are being constructed by Alabamians using that steel and those parts. And then, of course, the cycle continues to where those automobiles are then shipped all over the world as an Alabama product.
Senator Reed says that Alabama is the third largest producer of automobiles in the U.S. Many things that we use every day start with miners digging deep underground.
You know, there's been a lot of work through the Department of Labor in working on a budget program that I've been able to secure for a number of years, $350,000 that goes to the mine safety program. You don't want to have an injury that causes a stoppage in your production. And so safety is of utmost importance. Again, Bevill State does so much in making sure that the health and well-being of the miners is maintained because of the safety training that comes from Bevill.
As you can see by looking around, we coat the inside of the mine with rock dust. This is crushed limestone. It has to meet specifications on how fine it is.
As you move through the mine, the air that you breathe is fresh and carefully circulated to keep you safe.
And then if you do not have enough rock dust, that would get the coal dust dispersed into the atmosphere, which would propagate those flames further, which would create another pressure wave, which would lift more coal dust. And it's a chain reaction, but it's a chain reaction that would travel up to about 1,500 feet per second, which would turn the entire entry into a big, large rifle barrel.
Rock dust helps cool things down and prevents coal dust from catching fire. Although there have been incidents in the past, strict adherence to mine safety regulations is what keeps everything under control.
I have all my fingers, all my toes, but we were very well trained, and that's what we're attempting to do, Steve and I, to these young guys. Make sure they're very well trained. And I've been very lucky over the last 47 years.
Only those with specialized training can handle the demanding conditions of underground rescues. Robert Cagle takes his role seriously because it gives him the chance to help grieving families bring their loved ones home.
Because you're going into sometimes unknown situations in which you're working in, like you said, 70 or 80% methane, maybe only 5% oxygen with an apparatus on. The first rescue work we did was at the Merrily No. 1 mine in 1992. We had a sealed area get hit by lightning. It blew that sealed area out into the active works, and we all got the call to come to the mine at Merrily 1, and we had to put our apparatus on and go into work. Ground, there was a lot of smoke. Fire was out, but there was still a tremendous amount of smoke in that mine. I'll just be honest with you, the first time I did this, I was very uncomfortable because we did a lot of contest work. We did a lot of training, but it still was uncomfortable till you got down there and started doing that type of work. When you can't see your hand in front of your face with smoke, and we was wearing apparatus, to protect us, but still, it's a unique feeling.
The mining industry has brought real value to countless families over the years. Just look at Walker County. Coal discoveries helped rural communities grow, and those resources continue to support them today.
When I teach these classes and we talk about the hazards and we talk about some of the disasters and everything, people ask me, am I not worried about things? I say, if I was that worried, I wouldn't have encouraged my son to go to work there, going through the electrical training program at Warrior Met now. My younger brother works there. As I said, my dad did 37 years in the mine. And I would like to say younger miners, but we find a lot of, middle-aged and older people coming through here. I mean, we've had people come through this class that were in their late 50s and early 60s that want something different. Every time you go down, you're seeing something no human has ever seen before. It's exploration. You can find fossils. I have several fossils at the house that I brought home.
We're always amazed by the incredible feats of exploration. Astronauts traveling far into space, hikers climbing the tallest mountains, and scientists studying the intense power of volcanoes. Yet, beneath the Earth's surface, another crucial story unfolds. The mining industry, with its raw energy, extracts the very materials that make so much of our modern life possible. The Earth may feel rough and rugged to the touch, but deep within, it holds resources that shape our future, drive innovation, and ultimately, make our lives better in ways we don't even notice. Today's miners are turning the elements buried beneath into the innovations that power our daily existence. This is Access Granted. Kudos to the ACCS communications team, and a very special thanks to Ty Rayford, our phenomenal audio engineer, for bringing today's show to life. Until next time.